Welcome to the MasonKelley experiment. My name is MasonKelley, high school sports coordinator here at the Seattle Times. Yesterday we went over the Class 4A state tournament that's going to be happening at Tacoma this weekend. Today we're going to switch gears. We're going to shift over to the 3A side and kind of take a look at some of the matchups. I'm going to show you my bracket, talk a little bit about why I made predictions, and then at the end I'm going to show a video, just a quick video interview with Chief Self-Nick Harris Welsh, who I wrote about, or I'm writing about for Thursday's paper, leading into the 3A game. So first of all, let's start off. Here's my bracket. Here are my predictions. I'm picking Seattle Prep to beat Kamiakin, which would be an upset. Third-ranked Kamiakin. Seattle Prep comes in at number 6. I think Mitch Brewery's having such a strong season. I think he can get Prep to advance at least one round in the next game. 5:30 p.m. Thursday. I'm taking O'Day over Lakes. However, this is going to be a great matchup. It'll be really interesting to see how this game plays out. You've got Al Hairston coaching O'Day against JoJo Rodriguez and Lakes, and there's that kind of teacher-mentor, teacher-student kind of competition that's going to be going on there. It's the first time that they've coached against each other after Al Hairston was an assistant coach on that Super Dogs team at Garfield when JoJo was a player, and then JoJo was an assistant for Al at Garfield, and then also at Seattle U. So a lot of connections there. So it should be a really good game. Also, two very good teams when you look at O'Day being ranked number 1 in the state, and Lakes coming in at number 5. Some great talent on both sides. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how this matchup plays out. Then at 7:15, another great game. It's going to be Chief South against Bellevue. That game is going to tip off at 7:15. These two teams have met earlier this year. Chief South actually beat Bellevue in the King Holiday Hoop Fest. So we'll see if the Seahawks can find a way to slow down Bellevue, which is playing as well as anybody in the state right now. So that's really going to be interesting kind of as we move forward. The final game in the 3A side in the first day of the tournament in Tacoma, it's going to be Glacier Peak against North Central. North Central is one of the hottest teams in the state right now, having to win a bunch of loser-out games just to get to this point. Glacier Peak, has really, has been through a little adversity, but they're, playing as well as anybody right now too. And I think they're really going to benefit from having that, 1-point win over Hazen just to get to Tacoma. Those kind of experiences are great for a team moving forward. So, that's kind of a look at what we're going to see the first day. Now I'll talk a little bit about, who I see advancing and moving, deeper into the semis and even the title game. I got a Metro League matchup in the semis between Seattle Prep and O'Day. I think O'Day's got the edge in that one. I'm picking a Bellevue Glacier Peak semifinal, and Bellevue and O'Day meeting for the title. Obviously Bellevue beat O'Day for the Sea King District Crown a few weeks ago. But I think now that once O'Day was able to get past Lincoln, I think O'Day really has what it takes to win a state title. Nothing against Bellevue. I think Bellevue is actually a very good team as well. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out the rest of the tournament. All right, now moving on, we'll go ahead and I'll take a look at kind of some of these teams individually that you'll see over the weekend. Let's start with Seattle Prep. Seattle Prep comes in at 22-5. Mitch Brewery's their standout, averaging 22 points per game and more than 10 rebounds. He was a member of our Star Times team. I don't think that you can say enough about that guy. Again, one of the favorites in the tournament is Bellevue. Bellevue comes in at 22-5, coached by Chris O'Connor. Their real leaders are Will Locke, pictured here, who's averaging about 18 points a game, and then you've also got Nate Sigma, who's averaging 10 rebounds, almost 20 points. So another fantastic player. Another one of my title contenders is O'Day. Again, I can't say enough about the job that Al Hairston's done. One of their leaders, Suki Wiggs, is a junior, really having a fantastic season. And then on top of that, I think you have to take Dustin Watts, who's one of the best shooters in the state. So it'll be interesting to see if they can, kind of hold on to that number 1 ranking and get all the way to the title game. And actually win that 3A crown. Other teams that I've talked about, Lakes, comes in at 22-3. Nate Guy is a fantastic player, averaging about 19 points a game. Kamayakin comes in at 22-2. Chief South at 21-8. Keon Lewis averages more than 18 points a game. Really a player to keep an eye on. Glacier Peak comes in at 22-4, and Jack Bonner and Tanner Southard are their real leaders, and then North Central comes in at 12-12. So, that's just kind of a peek at what you can expect to see from these guys. All the teams left in 3A, kind of heading into Tacoma. And now I'm going to play a little video of Danique Harris-Welsh, who plays for Chief South, and again, he's the guy that I'm writing about for tomorrow's paper. We're here with Chief South senior Danique Harris-Welsh. Danique, what's it like to finally get the opportunity to be heading to the Tacoma Dome and playing in the quarterfinals?
It's a very humbling experience. I mean, not a lot of kids are granted this opportunity to go to the Tacoma Dome and play in a bunch of fans. And it's just a great opportunity for me and my teammates to go and play underneath these circumstances and to go and try to pursue a state championship.
What was it like to go out there and lose her out, win her Tacoma game, and beat fourth-ranked Lincoln?
I mean, we know what we needed to get done to win, and I think that we all were on the same level on what we needed to do. And certain players stepped up to certain roles that they needed to step up to do, so where we could be successful.
And at the same time, you may have one of the tougher draws, having to go against Bellevue, who's playing as well as anybody. But then again, you guys do have a win against them earlier this year. So what do you expect heading into that game?
I mean, I think win and loss column is all out of the picture right now. I think it's just about how bad each team wants it. Whoever wants it more is going to get the win.
All right, thanks, Danique. And that's kind of the thoughts of Danique Harris-Welsh heading into tomorrow's quarterfinal games. There's going to be a ton of great games, for whether it's 4A boys, 3A boys, all the action on the girls' side. Really, if you're a basketball fan, get down to Tacoma, watch some hoops. You won't be disappointed. So I'll be back tomorrow morning from the Tacoma Dome, talk a little bit more. I'll touch on the girls a little bit, and just kind of talk about what are some of the matchups that you can expect to see, what the atmosphere is going to be like, how exciting this whole weekend is, where it all kind of wraps up and this is it. So until next time, I will see you guys later.